Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Keith once again with Craps TX. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, please hit that thumbs up for us. That helps a lot. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when a new video comes out. Again, that thumbs up would help more than you know. Gets pushed out to some other eyes out there. So today we're going to run a strategy that I did around the first of the year that was called Hedge to get the Edge, and that was for a $15 table. Because we were going on a cruise at the end of January, and we thought that, or at least I thought that it was going to be a $15 table because we were on the same ship 6 months prior in July, and it was a $15 table, but it ended up being a $25 table. And then most recently we went to Bossier City, and there was also a $25 table there as well. So I'm going to run this for a $25 table. Hedge to get the edge. So we'll get to it in just a moment. First of all, I'd like to thank our two partners. We got PokerChipMania.com. They've got the clay chips like these right here. They've also got ceramic chips, casino grade chips, and these composite chips that I use, the striped dice variety. They also carry roulette chips. They have the chip racks. They have the cases that those go in. They have 19 millimeter dice. And they also have supplies for poker, blackjack, and some other card games. Right now, they are offering that code right down at the bottom of that banner, CrapsTX10. You get 10% off your entire order if you use that when you check out. That is PokerChipMania.com, quality gear for your home casino setup. Next up, we have grip mats. That's gripmats.etsy.com. That's the makers of this deluxe craps mat here, which I have now got a little bit more visible of. They even do custom orders. I've got my logo down on that side and on the other corner. They can do poker, blackjack, and baccarat mats. They also have licensed designs from Marvel, Dune, DC, Star Wars. They can also do some home type games, chess, checkers, backgammon. You know, if you can think about it or think of it and you have the game and you want it on a mat, contact them. They could probably do it for you if they don't have it in stock already. They also make some desk mats, wood grain designs, custom mats, and other travel and storage options. They run some percentage off discounts right there on the product pages. That is gripmats.etsy.com. Quality mats for your gaming, home, and office needs. All right. So let's get to the hedge to get the edge. Like I said, it's for a $25 table. Normally, you probably should go in with, 20 with 2,000 or 2,500, somewhere around there. We're going to do 1,200 just because it's a short video, and we're just going to try to get through a few shooters just so you can get the idea of what we're trying to do. So I've got $1,200 here. There's a $500 chip, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 50, 75, 95, and 12. So we'll get that racked up and out of the way. And basically it's just a, like I said, a hedging strategy. You play a little dark side, a little light side. That way you can kind of root for both sides of the table. You're going to be rooting for the shooter as well as, not rooting for it, but, you won't be totally upset if big red comes. So you don't have to be the shooter, but you are going to be playing the don't pass to come out and hopefully protect once you get past the point and start playing some inside numbers here. So we're going to try to do like 110 inside, 122, 107, 106, wherever the number lands, just whatever we have to play against that 125. All right, so let's go ahead and get us a set of dice, and we'll get started. There, we'll just take those aces. We're coming out looking for a point with the hedge to get the edge. There's a 3, 1, 4. 4 will be our point. And we will throw out, we can play 122. There's 25 on each. We'll go 36 on the 6 and 8. And that is 122 against 125. All right, so let's get some of those 5 through 9 box numbers, please. There's a 9. That helps. All right, 25 is going to pay 35. You can either collect and press. You can go, start pressing right away. I'm going to go ahead and go to 35 and collect a quarter. It's however you want to handle it. The choice is yours at this point. So right away, we get a 617. So we did collect the 25, and we're going to lose this 122 here. Well, 122 and then some. But we're going to get 125 down there at the bottom for the don't pass. So we're hedging to get the edge. All right, so we're going to leave that 125 out there. That'll be for our next shooter. Go ahead and rack that up. Puck will go off. We'll just use the same set of dice to save a little time. Dice are out. We are looking for a point on the hedge to get the edge for a $25 table. Point is 6. Same type of thing. We're just going to cover everything except for the 6. Let's see. We can do 36 on the 8. So we're now, what, at 86. We'll go 75, or I'm sorry, 35 on the 5. I'm going to get change for another quarter, and we'll go 35 on the 9. So that is 70 and 36. We're playing 106 against 125 down there. All right, dice are coming out. You could play 42 on here as well if you wanted. 5, 3, 8. Well, speaking of 42, we win at 42 on that 36, and we're just going to tell the dealer to take us to 42. So we'll just swap that out. He'll hand you that $36, and that is now yours to put in the rack or to redisperse. We're not going to play any prop bets or anything like that. There's a 5-1-6. All right, so same shooter, but that doesn't help us at all. Of course, everybody else is happy if they hit the point. We are going to lose because you lose on the point when you're playing the don't pass. You can choose whether or not to put it back out. I'm going to go ahead and put it back out just because we haven't really had enough hits to, cover for some of the losses that we've got. So next point coming out is a 6-4-10. Like I said, same shooter. At this point, we can choose to cover that 6 if we wanted. I'll go ahead and put 30 on it, just the minimum, and dice are out. Minimum on a $25 table, and wouldn't you know it? Hard 10. All right, so we're going to get knocked off again by this same shooter that apparently doesn't like us, and we'll set another point. Are we going to cover it one more time? Sure. We're gluttons for punishment. 125 on the don't pass, and dice are out. Same shooter. 5, 4, 9. All right, so 9 is our point. We'll just ask the dealer to hand the 9 back to me. Matter of fact, I'll put 36 on the 6, and we'll go from there. All right, dice out. There is another hard 10. No help, no harm this time around. We need a 5, 6, or 8. Another 10. Okay, so this shooter apparently can throw 10s like nobody's business. So somebody has parlayed the heck out of that thing. Another 6, 4, 10. And a 2x4, 6. All right, so finally something else besides a 10. 36 is going to pay 42. We'll just say, dealer, take us to 42. We'll just swap that out, put the 42 on the 6, and get you the $36 back to your back. All right, dice out. We need several hits. 4-1-5. 35 is going to pay 49 or 50 for 1. Dealer, take me next. You can go to 75 or 60 at this point. Let's go to 60. Normally I would go to 75, but I want to collect a little money. Dice out. There's a 6-5 yo 11. No help, no harm. And a 6-2-8. Okay, that helps. There is 42 on that. That's going to pay 49 or 50 for 1. And then you have a choice here too. You can go to 60. You can go to 72. You can go all the way up to 90. Since it is the 8, I'm going to go ahead and take it to 90. We'll get $1 back. So, yeah. Taking a little bit of a risk there, but hopefully that 8 will come around again. There is aces. Spot and a dot. No help, no harm. 6-5 yo. I see a horn, bet a horn. Dice out. And another horn number, ace deuce. So this guy can do a lot of repeaters. Repeaters on the 10 and repeaters on the horn. There's 4 horn numbers in a row. Dice out. So somebody has parlayed. 5, 4, 9. Of course, why not? Knock our off. Knock ours off is what he meant to say. This time I'm not going to put the point back out. What's there to do with the point? Not the point. The don't pass is what I meant to say. Okay, there's a 3-2-5. We're actually just going to leave that on there. That's 60. We'll go ahead and put 25 on the 9 just to get it covered. And we're playing the inside now. It was the hedge to get the edge, but we were not getting the edge. We were getting smacked around. Now we hit the 5. That 60 is going to pay 84. We'll do 85 for 1. And I'll just say, dealer, take me to 100. All right, so there is 100. We'll put a black chip on that 5, and we'll have, what, 45 going back to the rack? Getting a little bit back, but nowhere near what we got hit on with those point numbers. There's a 437. That's a good time for it. Mandatory to say that when the puck is off. Frontline winner. And another 7, again with the repeaters with this shooter. Dice out. And a 12. All right, so you would give it right back if you're playing the front line. And a 415. All right, so 5 is going to be our point. We were not working, so we're not going to get anything back on that. Dice out. 549. Okay, that helps. 25 is going to pay 35. We'll just say, dealer, take me to 35. We'll get a quarter. Back over there to our rack. Dice out. There is a hard 4. Nothing there. If you'd like, you could pick up the 4 and the 10. You could play the hard ways, and if you hit, move them up to there, or you can just move things around within your bets here and cover the 4 and 10 that way, or if you want to play the 4 and 10 at all. There's a 639. 35 is going to pay 49 or 50 for 1. We don't have 1, so we'll get change. Let's see. Let's just take it from over here. So 50 for 1. I'm just going to get $4 and change. We'll go 60 on that one. Again, you could go to 75 if you wanted. You could power press if you wanted. Dice are out. We were playing Hedge to get the edge, but this shooter was knocking us a boot for my Canadian friends. That was a 314, and then there was a 628. All right, that 8 is going to pay us. 90 will pay 105. At this point, you can go to 120, 150, 180. I'm just going to go ahead and go to 120. That way, again, we can get a little bit of our money back, $75 back to the rack. In fact, let's color that up a little bit over there. There's enough for 2 black chips, so we know we're getting a little bit of that money back. Dice out. Hedge to get the edge. We're just not hedging right now. We were on the first shooter and a half. There's a 6.5 yo 11. Nothing there. Another 6.5 yo 11 with the repeaters on this shooter. And see a horn, bet a horn. 3 horn numbers in a row. Ace, deuce, 3 craps. And a 617 out. All right, so that is going to do it for that shooter finally. Did leave some black chips out on the table. I hate to do that, but we had to kind of press up a little bit to make some more of that money back that we lost. You know, why not chase, right? But we did get a little bit back. All right, so we got time for another shooter or 2. We're just going to try to keep these short and sweet. You can kind of tell what the strategy is. If it was a more complicated strategy, I'd make the video a little bit longer, but I think you guys get the gist of it. You can just kind of adjust on the fly. Sorry, I got some sunlight coming in here. Got the windows shut, but the sun still pokes through this time of day. It's very early in the morning. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to the hedge. We'll put 125 on the don't pass. And we're coming out looking for a new point, new shooter, 437. Man, oh man, oh man. All right, we're going to lose that 125 again. There is 200. I'll get 75 and change. So I'm now in for one more $125 bet. Dice out. 325. Hey, we made it. We made it to the point. All right. So now I'll put out my bets. I'll cover the 6, 8, and 9. We'll go 36 on the 6 and 8. And we'll go 35 on the 9. Oop. So that is what? 72, 102, 107 against 125. Dice out. 628. All right. We'll get a little bit of our money back. A little bit at a time. 36 pays 42. Dealer, take me to 42, so they'll just swap it. There's 42 there, and 36 back to the rack. Dice out. Hedge to get the edge. We got that hedge down there this time, at least for now. 628. 42 is going to pay 49 or 50 for 1. Dealer, take me to 90. We're just going to go ahead and go up to 90. We'll get $1 back off of that one. Not a whole lot, but we got a bigger bet out there now. Dice out. 325, of course. Yet again, another 125 gone. So why not put another 125 out there? Same shooter, looking for a new point. There's a 314. Now that would be a number you would think wouldn't hit very often. Well, unless Keith is playing. So let's go ahead and cover this 5. I got 25 there. We'll swap that out for a green, and we'll cover our inside numbers there. Dice out. 325. All right, good thing we picked up that 5. 25 will pay 35. We'll just tell dealer to take me up to 35, and we'll get a quarter. Dice out. Playing hedge to get the edge on a $25 table. 9. That 35 is going to pay 49 or 50 for 1. Dealer, take me to 75. We're just, again, going to try to press a little heavier. There's $10 back to the rack. Nice out. Hopefully we can hit some more of these inside numbers while that point is down there. There's a hard 10, nothing there. There's a 628. All right. 90 is going to pay 105. Dealer, take me to 120. So we'll get 75 back there. But we're still nowhere near what we had started with. So we'll probably end up this video in a deficit, but at least you get the gist of it, you know. 325. 35 is going to pay 50, or 49 rather. 50 for 1. Dealer, take me to 75. We'll get $10 back. And dice are out. And there's a 639. All right, 75 will pay 105. Again, you have a choice to make. You can do whatever you want at this point. You can go just up to 100. We'll do that, and we'll take $80 back to the rack. All right, dice out. There's ace deuce, 3 craps. That has to mean that another horn number is right behind it. And not this time at least. We got a 2x4 6. 36 is going to pay 42, or not or. We'll just tell the dealer to take us to 42. And we'll get 36 back to the rack. And we'll color some of these up real quick. There is 5 for a quarter, 4 and 4 for 2 black chips. All right, there we go. Getting a little bit of it back. Dice out. 415. All right, 75 is going to pay 105. Same thing. You can do basically whatever you want. You can go to 150 if you wanted. Whatever. 120 or 140. I'm going to go to 100, and I'm going to take $80 back to the rack because we need the money. And we're still getting some good hits. So there's another one, 325. 100 is going to pay 140. At this point, I will say, dealer, take me to 150. So I'll take that back. I'll take a quarter from my rack, and I'll put it right there from my rack. Did I say I rack? Anyway, dice out. 549. Spit it out, Keith. There's another hit on a $100 chip. So that is going to pay 140. And I'll just say, dealer, once again, take me to 150. So we'll leave that quarter there, get the rest back to the rack, and throw another quarter in from our rack. And we're going to go ahead and color up 2 of these stacks of red for 2 quarters. We'll leave that there, and dice are out. We are inching back up on our bankroll there. There's a 6, 4, 10. Whoa, almost lost the stick. Nothing on that 10. There's a 5, 4, 9. That's a good hit for us. That's 150. That is going to pay 210. So now we have another decision to make. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Well, let's go to 250. Will that make that easy, right? We'll put 110 back in the rack. Like putting those black chips back in the rack. Nice out. And there's a 527 out. All right, so we're at 18 minutes in or so. We'll go ahead and end it there. We may have inched back up near our starting bankroll, but don't know. Leaving some black chips out here on the table, 4 of them to be exact. But let's see where we're at. Oh, we get paid on that, don't we? Get paid on that hedge. Almost forgot about that. So yeah, we may be very close to back to even or better. All right, so we started this out with $1,200 to play the hedge to get the edge on a $25 table. Let's color up. There's 5 white for a red. There's 4 red, so that's not going to help. There's 4 green for a black chip, and we've got a stack of black chips here. So let's color those up. There is 5 for a purple, and then we can do 2 purples for a pumpkin. There's 1,000. There is 1,200. So we did get our money back. There's 13. We'll just leave that there. 1350, 60, and 70. So we're $170 up thanks to that last shooter that went for a little bit. So that helped out a lot. Hedge to get the edge. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. You can also email us right here, crapstx@gmail.com. Thank our two partners, pokerchipmania.com and gripmats.etsy.com. Links for both will be down in the description below, along with some other links that you can help out the channel with. Just, click on them, check them out. What else? I guess that's probably about it. Yeah, so Hedge to get the edge for a $25 table. Oh, hit that thumbs up for us before we leave, or before you leave. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when the next video comes out. And hit the thumbs up. And while you're thinking about it, hit the thumbs up again. One more time, hit that thumbs up. Thank you. All right. That's going to do it for us. We had some fun with this. Hedge to get the edge. We'll see you on the next one. It's Craps TX, by the way. Okay, bye.